Well, this video is going to be the money one. This is the one where I'm going to really show you history and how screwed up it really is. Okay, so Central City. This is a picture of Central City in 1864. And so one of the things we need to do is we need to go back and these will be in my file with this video. But basically, in 1874, fire destroyed most of Central City Business District, with only a few fireproof buildings remaining from the earliest days of settlement. Following the fire, the downtown was quickly rebuilt, including new one-story buildings near the corner of Main and Nevada. And then they also talk about where they wouldn't allow any buildings to be built out of wood. In 1874, all but one of the buildings on Central City's Main Street were destroyed by fire. Insurance covered most of the cost of rebuilding, but the city leaders ordered that all new buildings in the business district be made of brick or stone in order to minimize the danger of fire or future fire. Most of these buildings are still standing today and making Central City's Main Street a rare historic survivor. Yes, you guys, I love Colorado for this. They were able to just hand me everything on a silver platter to figure this out. Okay, so like I said, let's go back in history too with all the wars, economic problems, so forth. You gotta keep that in the back of your mind because all this shit is going on. And then too, the great fires of North America cities. And remember that too. And there was a lot of I found some early articles where they were talking about where buildings were just falling apart magically, and that was one of the other ones in fire. And I wish I would have saved some of that, but when I was going through this, there was so much history that I had to cover to put this together to figure it out. Okay, so now that we've got a quick history lesson on this, let's actually go back into these pictures. And so this photo was taken in 1864, and I have it on the drive. And this one is taken in 1864 also down on the business street of Central City. This is the one where they say it burned down. And then the other one I have of it too. So a street on Central City in 1864. And then a lot of these buildings and stuff are very important too when you go through, you start to realize because the earlier guys would have been building not quite as nice as stuff as this, but they would have been building something similar to that right in the beginning. This probably is more truthful than anything. And that would have been the earlier settlers. And that's the other thing you got to think about when these guys were coming in over. And one of the stories I want you to reminisce over is 1883. Watch that TV show, and it'll give you an idea what it was like going through the Oregon Trail and an idea of it and what they're trying to portray. All the Indian fighting, and then too, if you watch Hells on Wheels, they're also telling you when they're putting in the train that there's fighting with the Indians and stuff. Well, if you go back through history and look, I'm telling you, we've been lied to, all of us, and whoever's the top dogs of this world, they're the ones that know. So if you're calling out anyone, I'm calling out anyone. And Trump, I know you know the answer to this, so if you know it, then just come forward because I figured it out. I have all the evidence. I'll keep going at it day after day after day until until I'm dead or this is out in the public and everyone knows about it now. Okay, so let's recap on that. So nothing would have happened in Central City until they got the railroad, basically. And let's look at another one. And this is covering it too. So there's many pictures that you can go through and start looking at. In Main Street, 1862. This one was supposed to be in 1880s. And then this is the other thing I want you to know. They went through and they did hydroblasting. And I want you, or not blasting, but hydro, like spraying the canyon or the mountain with water to wash away all the dirt and rock to gather the gold out of it. And so this is what I'm trying to tell you is they did more back then, and there's no trace of it. Like people don't really comprehend what had happened. That this was a mining town, and this is one of the ways they did. So one of the other things I was thinking about is when the progressive era was about. was stopping all the globalism and monopolies and everything of all your favorite entrepreneurs nowadays. And that's the other thing when they said, look up your history, because it all started back in the 1800s in the United States easily, and if not before then. And that's what I'm trying to show you guys. It's absolutely scary what is transpiring and what I figured out. Because when you figure out what I figured out, yeah, we're going to have an interesting talk, because you're going to question, how long have we really been here? And here's one of the earlier locomotives that actually got into Central City. And this one was supposed to be I have a picture on this where it says the first train to arrive in Central City. And I know that they went through on all of this, and it's all a guessing game. And let me show you what I mean by a guessing game. Okay, so this is a picture from the Denver Library. It shows the fire of the first fire of 1874. So that's why I was wondering if there maybe was two fires, one in 73 and one in 74. But anyway, this one just shows it, and it shows that school that was built in basically 1870 is when they said this was built. So this was another marker in time, and then they said that the district burned down, and that's not necessarily true. It just looks like a bunch of houses right here caught fire and stuff. And so that's the other thing, is they like to burn stuff to get what they want, like change the landscape, and yeah, it's really sick when you figure out how vandalized America really is and was. Yeah, if you're an American, it should get your blood just boiling. I don't care if you're red or blue, but it should just absolutely send you to the edge of, you want truth now, and you want to know who's lying about what and what is being covered up, because that's where we're at. Either we either head it face on, or we just bury our heads in the sand and just let it wash over us, and we'll just chuck it up to another great reset, and we failed the generation after us, is basically what we did. We failed them. So I'll wrap up this video right at this. I'll make this one a little bit shorter on this, because I need you guys to see what I'm talking about. And then we'll go through the pictures on the next one. But and this is what I wanted to show you on these. So you can go into Central City in the library, and it'll pull up all the library photographs that I got. So this one right here, and they're saying this is a picture of 1860, and I'll show you with the other one. Let's go back up. So 1860 is what they're saying this is, and then we'll work off of this backwards, and I'll show you. So we have two confirmations. Basically 1860 is what they're saying this is, which I believe this is way older. I believe the first industrial revolution is when everybody came west on the United States, and then something happened, or we've been here longer than that, and then something happened. But I'm telling you right now, they've changed history and lied about it. And buildings and stone and brick, you can't lie about that. You can't lie about physical. Yeah, you just can't lie about it. It's there, the evidence. So I'll wrap this one up at this, and then we'll go through these pictures, and we'll start tearing this apart to show you guys the absolute lie of lies. And if you can't understand how serious that is, you might think that this is just a small lie. Well, it's not. It's something. Yeah, this is treason. This is against people. This is against people of the United States, and it looks like they've been waging war for a long time.